On my birthday, my family never showed up. Confused, I called my mom. She laughed and said, "Oh, we had more important plans." I could hear my sister laughing in the background. I stayed silent and posted a photo of my amazing birthday party, thanking my real family in the caption. A few hours later, my parents saw the post and showed up, furious that I had made them look bad. The scent of garlic and tomato sauce fills the air, a testament to the hours I've spent in the kitchen. I glance at the clock again, its hands inching towards 7. My heart beats a little faster with each passing second. Today is supposed to be special, a day circled in red on the calendar. But the silence in my apartment is deafening, a stark contrast to the usual cacophony of family gatherings. I've always prided myself on being the glue that holds us together, the one who remembers, the anniversaries, the birthdays, the little things that make life feel like a celebration. But now, as I stand alone amidst the decorations, the streamers seem to droop, the balloons to sag, as if they too sense the absence of my family. I check my phone again, hoping for a message, a call, anything to explain their absence. The screen remains disappointingly blank. I imagine them stuck in traffic, or perhaps something more sinister. My mind races through scenarios, each more unsettling than the last. The table is set, the candles on the cake are ready to be lit, but there's no one here to blow them out. I pour myself a glass of wine, the liquid swirling like my thoughts. The quiet is oppressive, the kind that makes you question everything you thought was certain. I remember the last time we were all together, the laughter, the warmth. It was just a few weeks ago, wasn't it? Or has it been longer? Time seems to stretch and warp when you're alone, waiting. I walk over to the window, peering out into the darkening city. Portland's lights twinkle, oblivious to my solitude. The city moves on, but here, the silence in my apartment grows heavier with each passing minute. I try to distract myself by scrolling through social media, but my mind keeps wandering back to the empty chairs at the table. Finally, at 7:30 p.m., unable to bear the wait any longer, I call my mom. "Mom, where are you guys?" I ask, trying to keep my voice steady. "Oh, Jake, we had more important plans," she laughs, her voice echoing through the phone. In the background, I can hear Emily's chuckle, which stings more than I expect. I hang up, feeling a mix of confusion and hurt. Instead of confronting them, I decide to take a different approach. I snap a picture of the beautifully set table, the untouched cake, and post it on social media with a caption, "Thanks to my real family for making my birthday so special." The moment I hit post, a wave of relief washes over me. It's a small act of defiance, a way to reclaim some control over the narrative of my birthday. I imagine their faces when they see it, the realization dawning on them that I'm not just going to sit here and wait like a fool. I pour another glass of wine, the rich aroma momentarily lifting my spirits. The silence now feels different, not so much oppressive as expectant. I sit back, watching the notifications on my phone start to trickle in. Friends, distant relatives, even some old schoolmates begin to comment, their words of support and surprise filling the void left by my family's. Silence. My phone buzzes again, this time with a message from my cousin Alex. "Dude, what's going on? Your mom said you guys were having the hours tick by, and my phone remains silent." I clean up the dinner, feeling the weight of the evening's events. Just as I'm about to turn in for the night, there's a loud knock at my door. I open it to find my parents, Helen and Robert, with Emily trailing behind, their faces flushed with anger. "What is the meaning of this, Jake?" Helen demands, her voice shrill. She's holding her phone, showing my social media post. "You've made us look like the worst parents in the world." I'm taken aback by their fury, especially since they were the ones who didn't show up. "I didn't make you look bad, Mom." "You did. That all by yourselves," I retort, the hurt now turning into anger. The argument escalates, with Robert trying to mediate but failing. Emily, usually the peacemaker, stands silently, her eyes darting between us. "You think you can just post whatever you want without thinking about how it affects us?" Helen's voice rises, her face contorted with frustration. "I was celebrating my birthday alone because you all decided to do something else. How was I supposed to feel? My voice matches hers in intensity, the room filling with the heat of our argument. Robert steps in, his voice calm but firm. Jake, we understand you're upset, but this isn't the way to handle it. We could have talked about this privately. Talked? When? You've been too busy to even call, let alone talk. I shoot back, the words tasting bitter. Emily finally speaks, her voice soft, almost pleading. Jake, we didn't mean to hurt you. We thought you'd understand. We were at a charity event, something important to Dad. I look at her, the anger momentarily subsiding. And my birthday wasn't important? I waited, I cooked, I set everything up. I was here, alone, while you all were out having a good time. The room falls silent, the weight of my words hanging in the air. Helen's expression softens, but her pride keeps her from apologizing outright. We should have told you, Jake. The tension in the room is palpable. My parents continue their tirade, focusing on how my post has embarrassed them in front of their friends and community, so they seem oblivious to the fact that they've hurt me. I stand my ground, explaining how their absence made me feel, but their concern is solely about their image. I didn't expect my own family to value appearances over my feelings, I say. My voice cracking with emotion. Emily finally speaks up, her voice soft but firm. Maybe we should have been here, Jake, but you didn't have to make it public. The room falls silent, the weight of her words hanging in the air. I look at Emily, her eyes reflecting a mix of guilt and confusion. I can see she's trying to bridge the gap between us, but the divide feels insurmountable. Public? I retort, my voice rising. You think this is about making it public? It's about feeling valued, about feeling like I matter to you all. I waited here, alone, expecting my family to celebrate with me, not to find out you were all at some event without even a word. Helen's face flushes, her eyes darting away, unable to meet mine. Jake, we thought you'd understand. It was for a good cause, something your father has been passionate about for years. And what about the causes I care about, I ask, the hurt now mingling with anger. Like family, like birthdays, like showing up for each other. Do those not count? Robert steps forward, his usual calm demeanor now showing signs of strain. Jake, we're not saying they don't count, but sometimes life gets in the way. We made a mistake, yes, but what? I interrupt, my frustration boiling over. You made a choice, and that choice was not to be here for me. Not today, not when it mattered. The silence that follows is thick, filled with the unsaid. I can see the conflict in their eyes, the realization that perhaps they've misjudged the situation. Emily steps closer, her hand reaching out but hesitating, as if unsure whether to touch me or not. Helen sighs, breaking the heavy silence that has settled over us. Maybe we did get carried away with our plans, but Jake, you could have called us earlier or at least not posted that online. I look at them, really look at them, and see not just my parents, but people who are flawed, just like me. I wanted you here because I thought you cared about celebrating with me, not because I wanted to punish you, I say, my voice now calm, the anger seeping away like water through sand. Robert steps forward, his expression softening. We do care. Jake, we've been so caught up in our own lives. The admission feels like a small victory, but it's overshadowed by the realization of how disconnected we've become. My parents, once the epitome of family unity, now seem like strangers, their priorities askew, their understanding of my needs blurred by their own pursuits. Dad, it's not just about today, I continue, the words heavy with the weight of years, of unspoken grievances. It's about every time I felt like I was on the sidelines of your lives, every missed call, every forgotten promise. Helen's eyes glisten, a tear escaping down her cheek. We didn't mean to make you feel that way, Jake. We thought we were doing what was best for us, for the family. But what about what's best for me, I ask, the question hanging in the air, a plea for recognition, for understanding. Emily, who has been silent, steps forward, her voice barely above a whisper. Jake, We love you. We've just lost our way. The room feels smaller now, the walls closing in with the weight of our collective guilt and regret. I look at each of them, searching for the family I once knew, the warmth that used to fill our home. Will this acknowledgement be enough to mend the rift, or is it too little too late? The question lingers, unanswered, as we stand there, a family in name but strangers in heart. The candles on the cake flicker, a symbol of hope perhaps, or a reminder of the time we've lost. As the door closes behind them, the silence in my apartment feels different now. It's not the oppressive quiet of earlier, but rather a calm, almost reflective stillness. I sit back in my chair, the remnants of the evening's argument still echoing in my mind. The decorations, once vibrant, now seem to mock me with their cheerfulness. I pour myself another glass of wine, the bottle now half empty, much like my heart. I take a deep breath, trying to steady myself, to find some semblance of peace in the chaos of the night. My parents and Emily have left, their promises to make. It up to me hanging in the air like the last notes of a song fading away. I realize as I sit there that while my family might not have been here physically, the support I received from friends and online well-wishers was genuine. Their messages, their calls, their virtual presence filled the void left by my family's absence. It's a small comfort, but a comfort nonetheless. Maybe, I think, family isn't just about blood, but about who shows up, who cares, and who understands. The cake, still untouched, sits on the table, its candles now burnt down to stubs. I stand up, walk over to it, and with a small, sad smile, I light the remaining candles. The room glows with a soft, warm light, casting shadows that dance on the walls. I close my eyes, make a wish for understanding and perhaps, in time, forgiveness. The wish feels heavy, laden with the weight of years of misunderstanding and neglect. As I blow out the candles, the smoke curls upward, carrying my hopes into the night. Alone but not lonely, I feel a strange sense of empowerment. The night has not ended with a resolution, but with a tentative truce. My family's departure has left a bitter taste, but also a clarity. I understand now that change, if it comes, must start with me. The question lingers, will Jake's family learn from this experience, or will the cycle of misunderstanding continue? Only time will tell. But for now, I sit back, the silence now my companion, not my adversary. I reflect on don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment if you enjoyed this story. This will help us create more engaging stories for you.